I've been zoning. I've been zoning.
Alright, RG fam, welcome to this week's Q&A by your boy RG Meth. We're going to get straight into the questions. We got 3 of them from amazing members of RG. Let's get into it. Alright, first question coming in from Living Inferno. In a few years, where do you see the progression of the team? Right, that one right there, that's a big question. So, where do I see the progression of the team in a few years' time? Alright, so recently I've been looking at the follower count and noticed that we've been pretty stagnant for a while at 330, 340. And I want to see growth in the organization as a whole, like a massive growth in like the next, let's say 2 to 3 years. And also we have one competitive team as of now, and I want to see that be expanded and like make it into like some of these big leagues and, you know, online leagues and stuff like that to give a little bit of hype around RG, you know. As well, I want to make it a profitable place for both, you know, RG as a whole and our creators and stuff like that, because obviously like some point and sometime y'all gonna get big and, you know, in your individual like things that you do, and, you know, it's gonna be other orgs looking at y'all and, you know, ready to pass out a paycheck and stuff like that. So hopefully within like the next 2 to 3 years we become a little bit more profitable, and like far as like winning events and stuff, like things going to RG, doing, you know, just doing events in general, maybe like a few sales here and there, so I can give you guys like how some people have like, you know, promo codes and stuff, like commission and stuff. Let's say like we get a decent following, we get big, and when we start to sell merch, maybe I give, you know, a few, well, I mean, like if all of you guys are like still around like 2 to 3 years, when everything is like start to, you know, skyrocket or whatever, you know, like everyone would probably have like a promo code or something to, you know, get you guys like commission sales. So, you know, maybe I see how other organizations do it, like they in the stream overlay they use like the shirts and stuff like that they have on there, and, you know, that's a way to like, you know, advertise like, you know, hey, come buy this merch or whatever, use this code, save this, so it would go back to RG, but as well as like giving you guys commission to where you're making a profit off of it as well. So I want to make it a thing where, you know, you're able to do what you want to do as well as, you know, get paid and stuff like that, and that'll be just something to like keep everything going where, you know, I can just be all in on things that's going on with RG and don't have to worry about, you know, like your normal day work and stuff like that. So I can just like, you know, push the organization into like, you know, a far place. But, you know, without going into like super long detail, that's kind of where I want to see it. Obviously I want it to be something known, you know, in the industry. But yeah, that's it for that question, and it was a good one, Inferno. That's a huge question for real. Maybe like one day, you know, on the podcast or something like that, we go a little bit more in depth with that. All right, next question comes from Ozo Bobcat, and his question was, what made you come up with the organization RG Revised Gaming? All right, so I think I went through this before in like our first like official video on YouTube, other than you know, the montage. But what made me come over to Revise? You know, it's something I do get asked a lot. Like, it's like the answer is easy, but it's never like a simple way of like giving it an answer. So basically, I've been in an organization before. I look at big organizations as, you know, these huge things, and like how I can work around, you know, do some things and make it like a family. You know, a lot of organizations don't like operate on like a family, like, you know, foundation. It's just basically about money. You know, some people operate like that, but I don't like to like put favoritism towards people or anything like that. I want everybody to be equal. You know, in the world we live in today, you know, a lot of messed up stuff, especially like in the States, you know, a lot of messed up stuff happen, you know, whether it be race, you know, gender, you know, things like that. So I want to make a home for everybody where they can be comfortable with, you know, being themselves and doing what they got to do. Except Steve and they don't listen to Steve. Steve is he's an awful person and I hate him. But no, I'm just joking. But you know, like I just want to make a place where everybody can be comfortable, you know, have fun, and also like I know like bringing people in, we got like creators that look forward and working with other creators to like collab on like, you know, things and, you know, stuff like that. So it's basically a home for, you know, everybody to enjoy. You know, obviously like you have to bring something to the table, but I don't ask for much, you know. I want to birth and breed, you know, up and coming creators, and I want in the future to see y'all like in the spotlight. And hey, you know, maybe, you know, give me a shout out, you know, man, you know, came from RG, you know, a little post or something, you know, nothing like that. But yeah, so that's why I created RG. You know, I just wanted to, you know, make an organization, build on, you know, family. You know, I want to have, you know, teams and stuff and competitive that, you know, win events and, you know, travel, you know, change people's lives if I can. So that's just another like short way to explain why I created it. Obviously, like it goes a little bit more in depth, and I can talk all day about it, but you know, try to keep it short and sweet. But that's also another good question. I think I went into it with a bit more detail back in like week one's like weekly update. It's on the YouTube channel. You can probably go back. I think it's like a 14-minute video or something like that. You probably like skip through and find it, but yeah, that's an updated answer, I guess. All right, we have another question coming from Ozo's Bobcat, and I think this one is a personal question for me, and I'd like for you guys to be in the comments and say, you know, maybe something for yourself if you play this game or not. But his question is, what's my favorite Call of Duty? I'm gonna get this out the way real quick. It's a real underrated Call of Duty, but I talked to a few people and they also think that it's probably one of the better CODs, and that would be Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. I think it came out in 2014. I think I was still in school back then, and yo, that was good times, man. Good times on Advanced Warfare. That's the first time I really like took a look and like tried to take a dive into like the competitive scene. A guy introduced me to it like a day like right before I went to the school. Like I hopped up early, played a game of free fall, and I was doing pretty decent in free fall, and he was like, yo, you know, I'm hosting a tournament or whatever, and you know, if you want to play in it, you know, hit me up or whatever like that, and hopefully I can get that guy on the podcast one day so we can talk about that, or you know, just a Let's Talk episode or something like that, because that was like a big turning point in my life when it came to gaming, because you know, all I did was play games with my friends that I went to school with, and that was about it. So I mean, it really made me branch out into like the gaming scene and, you know, competitive gaming. So yeah, but back to the topic at hand, you know, Advanced Warfare, real underrated Call of Duty. I think a few of the pros finally like started to realize that, hey, you know, Advanced Warfare wasn't bad. It was actually pretty fun, and in my opinion, it just had like the best customization and, you know, everything like that. Gun balance could have been better, but you live and learn. Maybe, you know, we get blessed, we get an Advanced Warfare 2. I would like kiss the ground and take a picture of it if that's the case, but only time will tell. But you know, in the comments, you know, let me know what's your favorite Call of Duty or your favorite game in general. I'd be interested in hearing it. It don't have to be nothing new that just came out. It can be something that came out, you know, a long time ago. So thanks for the question from Bobcat, by the way. That's a real good one as well. Last and final question comes from my boy Nick Frost. And this is a real good question, but I do have to say so myself. All right. His question is Nick the best addition to RG? Yes. No, I'm just joking. Everybody's, you know, welcome to doing their thing here. And, you know, I love everybody's like personality and vibe that they bring to the organization. He brings a new element here, and you know, more of the jokey nature and stuff like that. So it's always fun to hop in some games with him or hop in the chat, talk to him. If you haven't checked out his channel, check out his channel. He's live every day, just like, you know, most of you are. And he primarily plays Call of Duty, so, you know, that hits a little bit home. But yeah, he's a awesome guy. You know, undeniably. just a down on earth, individual. And, hopefully one day we get him up on a podcast, man. We get an episode going, or two. Let him tell you a little bit more about his stuff on a personal level, like I plan to do with, some of the weekly podcasts. Just for that, that's all the questions that we got this week. I know I skipped last week and brought a few of those questions over here, but we're just more of a community interaction thing. If we don't get enough questions, it's not really too viable to just be putting out a video if we don't get enough. So always feel free to ask anything, except you, Steve. Except you don't get to ask shit. But feel free to ask any questions that you want. It can be personal questions to me, like how Bobcat asked me, why I created RG, or what's my favorite Call of Duty or something like that. It could be something on a personal level. I don't mind answering certain topics or anything like that. It can be anything. But that's gonna do it for this week's Q&A. Sorry to get it out a little bit late, but better late than never. I tried to at least get it out within the week and not push it all the way back another week. So can't wait for the next one. And we're gonna leave you guys with the top 3 clips of the week, starting right now. Thank you. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz. Share the video. All right, love you guys. This RG Mel signing out. Here go these top 3 clips.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
In case you forgot or fell off, I'm still hot, knock your shot.
I've been zoning.